Thomas Fletcher just come out on the field. He has been injured, but hopefully only a few weeks away from a return. Shout out to Nicky Bird, Dad. He's always on the show chatting and sharing his thoughts. And there comes Hosty out on the field. So the Rabbitohs do recommend that we start early, have the cameras ready by 9:15, and I do take notice of that because they started coming out at 9:13, and there's only me and one other camera here, so this is exclusive, almost exclusive footage of the Rabbitohs at the Heffron Centre. It's Wednesday training session. There's Campbell Graham out there. Yeah, looking like he's available, but I don't think he'll be a shock inclusion this week. Just zoom in on the boys there. So welcome to Bunnies TV. We're not live and free today. Just recording some of the footage of the warm-up, courtesy of the Rabbitohs, brought to you by George's Cameras, the Juniors Group of Clubs, and SEQ IT. And there's Cody Walker out on the field. He'll be playing game 201. This Saturday, in Magic Round, up there at Suncorp Stadium, Saturday night, against the Cowboys. And I had a look. We've lost 5 in a row, and the Cowboys have lost 5 in a row. It's not good, and both teams have got the worst defense in the NRL. So it's desperation for both sides to get the win. We definitely need one because the Cowboys have won a few games, whereas we've only won the one. The Cowboys have got quite good attacking numbers. They are not at the bottom like they are in defence. They've actually scored more points than every team in the top 4 because they have got some attacking weapons like Scott Drinkwater, Val Holmes, and others. I watched their highlights the other day and they were down 20-0 but came back to 2018, so they have got points in them. We've got players up for media today because it is Jack Wighton's 250th NRL game. He made his debut in 2012. And this is his 13th season in the NRL. Hasn't been real lucky. Season number 13. Superstitious people would agree with that. Yeah. So we're here bright and early, like I said. Hopefully have a chat to Jack Wighton a bit later. There's also Pete Mamazelis and Sean Kepi up for interview, because as regulars will know, the Rabbitohs have to put up 3 players for media every week, and then they put the coach up after that on Captain's Run Day. So yeah, there's an early start, and there he is, Jack and Trell coming up. And Frenchie, Matty French, made his debut. Rabbitoh 11.99. Pete Mamazelos, there he is. I just mentioned him. He's up for media. Hazen Mellors. But There's the man of the moment, Jack Wighton, 250 NRL games. That is an astonishing achievement, really. He's done it all in the game. Played for his country, played Origin. Well, everything except win a comp. And that's what he's come here to do, but so far it hasn't really gone to script, has it? So, and sitting there with Trell. We're just waiting for this team to click, and hopefully it happens on Saturday night. That's all we can hope for. And there's Liam LeBlanc. He played in the New South Wales Cup loss. Thought he played well. I was keeping an eye on him. He's a great defender, just grassing them and putting his body on the line. Does young Liam. So he might come into contention to come into this side if they keep losing games, start blooding some young fellas in that 17. So they're pretty subdued this morning, the boys. It's not fun losing every week and being put under the spotlight. But we'll still support them. We'll still report on them. We'll still film them and talk about them because they are the Bunnies. And there's a man that a lot of eyes will be on this week, Alex Johnston, number 3 all-time in the try scorers list. He would have been number 2 by now if it wasn't for a hamstring injury. There's Keon, just walking out, getting a drink. Liam, like I said before, Liam LeBlanc, he's top 30 development. Cody Walker. A few planes going over. It's a beautiful morning here in Sydney. There's Cookie, Damien Cook. I think he spent some time at lock when Mamazellas came on. Yeah, so there they are. The 2 backline stars, Trell Mitt and AJ. So yeah, it's a nice bright sunny morning. It's about time we had a bit of sun out here at Maroubra. A few of the boys heading out onto the field now. There is Tallis Duncan walking out now, getting the shoes on. That's Kepi there. There's Dion Tialpa. Congrats to you, mate. Made his debut in a losing side, of course, but he never really got going, never really got a chance to show us what he can do. He had a couple of good runs. I said that on my Sunday show. So the boys are sort of heading out now onto the field. A nice warm sunny morning here in Maroubra. People will get their washing done now. Mow the lawn. Just saying I might mow the lawn this arvo if it dries out. A bit there to cut. We've had rain basically the whole of May, but yeah, so the sun hasn't been shining here at the Rabbitohs Centre, but who knows? A bit of joy might be just around the corner, and the boys will be up for Jack's 250th game, I'm sure. They'll be fired up. So we've had 3 milestone games back to back. Cookie played his 200th. Cody played his 200th, and now Jack plays his 250th. 12 seasons at the Raiders, and now his 13th season is here at Souths. He has scored a double against the Doggies when we won, and I know he'd be desperate to get back over that try line again. He might have AJ back this week. It is Team List Tuesday, so look out for my live Team List Tuesday show, and we'll have a chat about the teams. We've also got New South Wales Cup on Saturday, on Super Saturday. There's Stretch. He's looking all right. When's he going to pull a jersey back on? We could definitely do with him out there in the centres. Tal Duncan, and there's coach Ben Hornby, who I do feel a bit sorry for. He's been handed the reins at a time that's not ideal. And Dion. There might be a Very similar side this week to the one that ran out last week, because I don't know how many players we're getting back, if any. There's Tane. I think Tane might be available. He's had a couple of weeks off. There's Jack Gags, Davey, Benny Lovett, I think that is. Yep. Hosty. There's Leon Tejo. Shout out to the Tejo family who helped me out with the pronunciation. And let's hope he's back on the field soon too, because he was playing some good footy before he had that little problem earlier on. And yeah, there's Lever. Lever Havili. Putting the shirt on. Who else we got over there? The great man Johnny Sutton, hosty, and like I said, Benny Lovett coming back from that knee injury. Still got a bit of strapping on it, but be good to see him back out there. Shout out to the Lovetts, seen Claudia inside, and brother Kurt's working here too, so the Lovett family heavily represented here. Shout out to mum and dad too. So we'll just film some of this warm up until the ball work begins. But yeah, it hasn't been good. There's been no joy for the fans. A lot of people blowing up about different things. Positional play, the fitness of the team, coaches' decisions, player performance. And I'm not going to weigh in on that too much here. We're just going to report on the side. And all we can do is hope that things get better, because at the moment they haven't been. I was out there at Cogra on Saturday, and the Dragons were just a better team on the day, unfortunately. We are missing a lot of troops. There's Isaac, Tupo Thompson, and he did score a good try. Great try in the left corner after Trell hit him with a nice pass. He had a little bit of space and he did the rest. But we are injury ravaged. We haven't got our captain, Cam Murray. And he is a loss that is impossible to replace. We just keep battling away, doing our best, and hope things improve. Got to get the little effort areas right. And like I said, on my Sunday Footy Show Live, and thanks for everyone who jumps on there and interacts live. I'm enjoying doing that, putting the comments up on the screen. Yeah, that's a fun show to do. But yeah, we only had 45% of the ball on Saturday. So we didn't have much possession, and it's very hard to win games when you're just defending all the time. And the Dragons completed at 82% and we completed at 66%. They had a better kicking game and less errors. So we've got to get that stuff right. If we get that stuff right and still get beat, then you're thinking, well, okay, the boys are doing their best. But when we're not getting the stuff right that you expect from a first grade footy side, then I can see the reason that the fans are frustrated. And I'm one of those fans that is frustrated seeing my team getting towed up every week and at the bottom of the table when we know they should be competing. So yeah, let's hope there's a bit of magic happens up in Magic Round on Saturday night. I hope they pull a rabbit out of the hat or something like that, you know. We shall see. We've still got the talent. You know, we've got the back line. Forwards do their job. Hold the ball, complete your sets, kick the ball long, and good stuff will happen. Here's Davey, just warming up the legs. And I thought he was good in both his stints. Took the tough carries, works hard in defence. But it is a tough job, a young prop in the NRL when your side's losing. Not much fun at all. Davey Mawale. So they've separated off into two groups now. Might be the backs and forwards. Like I've said to you previously, it's very hard to look into directly into the sun and film the boys, but we'll do our best. Watching the mighty 2024 South Sydney Rabbitohs, who are attempting to get off the bottom of the table. The Titans had a win over the Cowboys on Sunday, so it's made just getting off the bottom of the table a little bit harder. But if the Titans can beat them, we can beat them. Like I said, the Cowboys have lost 5 in a row, so they're not going very well. Let's just hope we don't play them into a bit of form. Saturday night footy. And yeah, I was just starting to say before that the New South Wales Cup, they're on Saturday as well at North Sydney Oval, 5 p.m. And I think that's going to be on New South Wales Rugby League TV for subscribers. And then I did break the story that the Jersey Flegg will be playing at Marcellin Fields this Saturday. And it's not advertised yet because it is the round 5 washout game against the Warriors. It was in April. And so they're going to make that up. There's 2 or 3 other teams going to do the same, make up their washed out games also. I can't tell you the time yet, but as soon as I know, well, tune into my Team List Tuesday show or read my article on bunniestv.au that's coming out this arvo, and you get all the info there. I'll write a recap about my experience out there on Saturday. Me and Milo went out and watched the footy, watched the 3 grades where they're all arvo, and the only joy we got was from the Flegg, and the Flegg was a great finish. Dane Town scored a magic try off a Brent Hawkins kick. And then Louis Grosmy gave away a penalty right at the end, and the Dragons halfback had a shot at goal to level the scores and force a draw. But the ball hit the upright and bounced into the arms of young Toby Sullivan. And he just went to ground and won the game for his team. So it was a dramatic finish to the Flegg, and they're going okay. They're 5th on the table now, and I think the Warriors are about 12th, so I'm going to try and live stream that game. And I know all our friends across the ditch, all the Wars fans will be tuning into that. All the families and friends and fans that can't get there to watch their boys, you can see them live and free on Bunnies TV across Australia and around the globe. But yep, this is the first grade here. Let's just spin around because there's a big fella just come out, the big rig, Thomas Burgess, and we need to replace him next year. I know, I think Ello went over and was talking to a few props at St Helens, and I heard they weren't happy. But anyway, there's Cheeks over there sitting down. I'm not sure if he's not training, he's injured or whatever, but hopefully not. Hopefully no more injuries, please. We can't afford one more injury. And there's our coaches there. Wouldn't you like to be a fly on the wall there? There's Joe O'Callaghan, David Furner, John Sutton. And here's Coach Hornby out here. Very hands-on. I spoke to him last week, and thanks again for that chat, Ben. I've seen him throwing a few passes and hands on. You can see he's got the ball there, and he, like he said, they're a bit short on players for the opposed session, so he has to get in there and do it. But it's a handy guy to be throwing passes because, like I said in the interview, he's won a grand final as captain, played Origin, played one test too for the Kangaroos, 273 NRL games. So he brings a lot of experience as a player, and he's been doing coaching since he's retired. And here's Joe. Joe O, putting out the cones. The boys might be down here in a minute doing a bit of that. Going through the drills. Yeah, so it's good to see Stretch back out there. Campbell, unhindered. It's got to mean that he's not far away. Be nice to see him out there at right centre, doing what he does best. Breaking tackles, defending like a champion. Good man, Stretch too. Always says hello, always has a chat, ready for a chat. And we have certainly missed him, there's no doubt about that. Campbell, Stretch, Graham. So yeah, like I said, welcome to Bunnies TV. I've had a bit of time lately. I've been off work for a couple of weeks to do all these sessions, so we're getting all this extra coverage. And we are brought to you by the Juniors group of clubs. You're watching this on our George's camera, and our newest, greatest sponsor is SEQ IT Services. Go to seqit.com.au and he'll sort you out. Speak to Michael, tell him Mavo sent you, and he'll sort you out. He'll look after you. So the boys are running up and back in front of the scoreboard, the Rabbitohs scoreboard. Great digital display they've got there. There's cameras around the ground that film the boys from every angle. They used to fly the drone quite a bit, but they don't really need that now because they've got cameras filming them in 4K. So they can go back and have a look what they did. It's a modern facility here. Unfortunately, since we moved in, I haven't been winning games. Middle of last year, not sure what it was middle of like June or July last year we moved in, and that coincided with everything going bad, but I don't think the place is jinxed. It is great inside there. They've got all the trainer facilities they need. Pool, gym, weights room, and all the staff have got offices. There's a cafe here that serves great food. Shout out to Ricardo and Karina at the Borough Cafe. I'm actually drinking one of their coffees right now. There's some good staff in there too. And the good part about coming in here and sitting down at the Borough Cafe is you always see a player or an official in there. And you're right next to the merchandise store. I just had a look at the Indigenous jersey, the new one that they've put out. They had Jack Wighton modelling it on TikTok. And it's quite a good strip. And they'll be using that next week when they take on the Eels at home at Accor Stadium. So the plan is to beat the Cowboys Saturday night and then back up and beat the Eels next Saturday at home. And there will be a post-game members show after that where the club brings up an injured player or a player that's just played for interview on stage. So that's usually a pretty good show. Sometimes get Charlie Rabbit come up and sing Glory, Glory on the stage. And hopefully next Saturday is I was just having a drink of my coffee there. Next Saturday, hopefully we're singing Glory, Glory after a victory. Because to date, it's one win for this club. I think our differential is a minus 180. So we're anchored at the bottom of the table. We're not scoring points and we're letting plenty in. Yeah, it's a little bit deflating, depressing really, to see your team like that when we know they can play better. They are better than that. But yeah, pick up there from Cody, I think it was, or Cookie. It's a bit hard to see, like I said, but we manage. All right, we'll go over to these boys. A few passing drills. Warming up the shoulders. So they will start ball work soon. The camera's off. And then we'll set up to do the press conference after this. So it is good to see Benny out there because he suffered a devastating knee injury in the grand final out there at Combank Stadium in the New South Wales Cup victory over the Bears. And that's a grand final replay too on Saturday. So the North Sydney Bears are sitting fourth on the table too. They're going all right. But I noticed, I think it was Jesse Marsky, he's at the Dragons now because played against him the other night. So one of the Marsky twins is at the Dragons. So they won't have him on Saturday, but they are running fourth, so they're not going too bad. So that's going to be a big game. It's a great old ground, North Sydney Oval too. It's just got that atmosphere about it. All the old grandstands, a lot of character. And like I said, if you're not going out there at 5 o'clock on Saturday, then you can subscribe to New South Wales Rugby League TV, which I've got nothing to do with, but I just like to tell people that because I won't be streaming it. So if you want to watch it and you're not going, that's the only way you'll be able to. Quite interesting there, Coach Ferner doing a little tackling drill there. He's noticed something on the weekend. And it's getting close to ball work, so I don't think we're far away from cameras off. So you're watching this in 4K. Crystal clear vision. The only place you'll get the full warm-up with some other media here, but they just pick selected content. So yeah, we've got the forwards here. Oh no, Cody's in there, so it's a mixture. It's a mixture there. just a defensive drill here. New coach David Ferner there. The sights and sounds of the Rabbitohs at training here. It is Tuesday. Some boys running over there. Doing some work on the ground. Camp Graham. Interesting to see how long he's got to go. He's had his sternum operation. Couldn't be too far away. It's lost in there. Too quick for me. I just looked up at the scoreboard and lost sight of him, but so just some tackle and bag drills now. Driving in with the shoulder. Okay. Hit and drive through, I like it. To see a few shots like Big Mole, I think it was, put on Kepi. Big one-on-one. Make a statement. Boom. Instead of them doing it to us, we'll do it to them. So, we're doing some extended coverage today, pretty good. Can't complain. This Stretch doing a bit of band work. Pushing to the side, strengthening up the core. A big rig. Jack, come over for a drink. It's quite warm here this morning. 2 tries and a try assist against the Dragons. It was a tough game in the wet for the big fella. But at least he had his input in the game. And that's it for training now. That's us, Jez. Thanks, mate.
That's
There it
us.
is. Camera's off.
Thank you.
Camera's off now. Thanks for joining us here at the Rabbitohs Centre.